What's up, everybody? It's Friday again, so I'm doing my Fright Friday review, and this week's category was Evil Children. The movie that I chose came out in 1981, and it's directed by Ed Hunt, and it was Bloody Birthday. A little description on Internet Movie Database. Three children are born at the height of an eclipse of the sun. 10 years later, they begin to murder the people around them, even their family members. So yeah, as it says there, there's the three kids who are born during the eclipse, and their names are Debbie, Curtis, and ironically Stephen. So I guess I have no soul either. But I wasn't born on a lunar eclipse, so don't worry. I'm good, maybe. Uh, so yeah, it starts at the beginning. They're all born at the same time in the same town and everything, and then it cuts 10 years into the future or the present time at that time. And there's a couple who are in the graveyard and they're making out, a category that I have later on, sex kills. This could be one of the scenes for it. While they're in the graveyard, someone, we don't see at first who it is, hits the boyfriend in the grave and everything, and then buries them buries them in the graveyard there and kills them. So you get a couple killed off right in the beginning, and then you see a kid sneaking into his home, but you think it might be him, but you find out the reason why he snuck out. His sister Joyce caught him coming in through the kitchen, and he's all saying he was out feeding the dog. What was his name? Timmy, I want to say his name was. That was Joyce's sister, which isn't one of the main kids. And where did I say him here? Curtis, Debbie, yeah, Timmy Russell. So where we find out he's doing sneaking out to go over to Debbie's house because she's charging the neighborhood kids. She's got a little peephole in her sister's bedroom, and she charges them 25 cents so they can take a look while she's dressing and everything. So right there shows she has no soul, doesn't care about her family. And it continues that way, and we find out they start killing people in the neighborhood, their teacher, their own parents. They make it look like an accident. Is the sheriff is Debbie's father. And all these kids, they seem perfect to everybody else, always tell the truth, but they're very sneaky. And when they sneak out and they play everything off so perfectly, you would never suspect 3 10-year-olds killing people. So Debbie had killed her dad. She wanted to have him trip on the skateboard, which when he came out, he had walked over it, and they ended up just hitting him with the baseball bat, and which, they considered it a freak accident of him falling down the steps. But even they hit his head, you would think the coroner would be smart enough to know that it wasn't just a fall, broken neck that killed him. That's one thing that I didn't really like. It was kind of silly. Then they steal the father's gun. They shoot the teacher. They try to kill this one kid, Timmy, the brother. They trap him in the junkyard while they're playing and hiding. And in the refrigerator, Curtis is the one, I believe, that traps him in there. And he has to break out of there. And his sister thinks he was lying because of him sneaking out prior to that. And so the kids kind of get worried about maybe being caught. So what they do to make her sound crazy at the birthday party, he acts like he's Stephen, I believe it was. I get Stephen and Curtis mixed up. But the one kid acts like he's putting poison on the cake to psych out Joyce. He's got the poison behind his back. He's putting frosting on it. And she's like, "What's behind your back?" And this is how clever they are for 10-year-olds. And so he grabs and sees the poison. She starts running out saying that he put poison in the cake. It's like, "I found it. I was putting it back on the counter." And he eats the frosting, and the grandfather had tasted it. It's like, you're crazy. He's perfect, never hurt anyone in his life. You don't know what you're talking about. And even the kid ate the frosting to show her, and she's all like, "You did that on purpose." So, everybody thinks she's crazy later on, so they can get away with everything. Just little stuff that they're come up with excuses. When Debbie kills her sister. I won't say how if if you haven't seen it. Like I said, spoilers, but I don't want to spoil it too much. Uh, she's cleaning up the blood off the floor, and her own mom comes in, and she asks what she's doing, and she's like, "I'm sorry, Mom, I spilled some nail polish. Joyce is gone." Uh, so she's cleaning up, or I mean, not Joyce. I'm sorry, Beverly is her sister. Joyce is the sister of Timmy, who they made look like she was crazy. So it's just pretty clever what they do. They steal the father's gun, replace it. The little confrontation when they finally try to kill Timmy and the sister. Uh, they like turn off the alarm, break in, and everything. They have her babysit, and they're trying to um, kill her. They got like electric. I'm sorry. They turn off the electric system, trap them in, and there's like bulletproof glass, so they can't shoot through the glass. The three little evil children there, and so basically Timmy and Joyce are the only ones that know about them, and they have their own final little confrontation, 3-on-2 there. It's really interesting. Like good death scenes. There's arrow through the eye, gunshots, beaten up beatings, stabbings, stuff like that. So overall, it was an interesting movie. I liked it. Just that one part I was saying how the whole coroner not knowing that the person didn't fall. It was pretty good acting. The children were definitely pretty evil. I liked Melinda, or what was Debbie's name? Was played by Elizabeth Hoy. She did a good job as Debbie. Kind of reminded me of like Children of the Corn a little bit, like just monotone, soulless. So if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend it. Like I said, I know I talk a lot, but I don't get too much into it. Just check it out. Highly recommend it. That's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you're new, hit that bell for notifications, subscribe, and have a great weekend.